Hey, I'm Jeff Norton. I'm the author of Meta Wars, and today I'm doing a little bit of fan mail, actually. So today I've got a letter from Ben. Hey, Ben. Ben's got a lot of questions for me, so I'll try and do these in order. Alright, are any of the characters based on real people in Meta Wars? And if so, which ones? Not really, Ben. What I try and do is I sort of look around and pay attention to different characteristics of different people, and the characters in Meta Wars are kind of a merging of those observations I've made. So nobody's really based on one real person, but everything comes from somewhere. And there's probably a little bit of me in each of the characters. Not necessarily my own personality, but maybe a part of my personality, or a part of my personality I wish I had, or I wish I didn't have, in the case of some of the villainous characters. So not really real people, but definitely from paying attention and looking around and seeing what people are up to and how people behave. How do you write such big books? The longest story I've ever wrote was 3 pages long. Practice. You know, you're writing things that are 3 pages long now, Ben, but before you know it, it'll be 30 pages, and before you know it, it'll be 300 pages. It takes a long time. You asked me how long it takes. It takes about a year. My first book took a few years, and that was after doing a lot of plotting, and after writing a lot of books that never got published, you know, things where I was practicing my craft. But now it takes me about a year. It takes me about a year to write a book. Some are a little bit shorter and some are a little bit longer, but about a year. Let's see, you've also asked me what inspired me to become an author. Was anyone in your family an author, or are you just the first author in your family? Also, why did you choose to write about the internet? Nobody in my family is an author. I had actually never met an author until I was very, probably in university actually, so probably into my late teens and into my 20s. I'd never met anybody that wrote for a living, that actually did that as something that they did as a profession. So I think for me, I was really lucky. I had a chance, I had a job. For about 3 years, I managed the literary estate of a woman called Enid Blyton. And Enid Blyton, if you don't know her, was a prolific author, mostly in the 50s and the 60s, and she wrote things like The Famous Five and Mallory Towers, Faraway Tree for younger kids, and I was sort of looking after all of her works. And when I was doing that, I thought to myself, well, I've got stories of my own that I would like to tell. So I left that company that was doing that, and I started writing. That was about almost 5 years ago, and I haven't looked back since. I've been writing full-time ever since, and sometimes I write my own work, and sometimes I collaborate with other writers and kind of work in a team approach. But I'm always writing. I'm right here. This is where I do it. I write here, or I work at a coffee shop, and I write a lot. I write a lot of words every day. So that's what I do. And then you also asked, yeah, why did I choose to write about the internet? You know, I'm fascinated by the internet. I'm fascinated by the behavior that we have in terms of the way we connect and interface with one another through the internet and through technology. So I wanted to explore that. I wanted to write about it. And I'm really fascinated by this idea that when we go online, right, when we do something online, we kind of physically stay put. You know, I'm physically here at my desk, but mentally I go somewhere else. And I'm interested in that. I'm interested in that phenomenon. So that's kind of why I chose to write about the internet. I hope you enjoy the books. There's 4 of them, so I know you're on the first book right now. There's 3 more to go. And if you're interested, there's a prequel that we've just launched. It's an interactive prequel series, and the first one's out right now on the iPad and the iPhone, and it's absolutely free. You can go to the iBookstore, which is available on Apple, and download it. It's called Blood Nexus, Meta Wars Blood Nexus. The second one comes out in about a month or so, and then the third one a few months after that. Hope you really enjoy those. They're lots of fun. They actually put you in control of the story, which is something totally different that we couldn't do in a physical book, but digitally we can do it. So hope you enjoy those. It's called Meta Wars Blood Nexus. Happy reading, Ben. Bye.